Mariska? Yes? We're ready to see you. Have a seat. What are your symptoms and why are you here today?
Well, lately I've been feeling a little gassy, and the other night I woke up with a fever and the chills.
Oh, that doesn't sound very good. Any other symptoms like nausea, bloating, or vomiting?
Yeah, actually, and also I'm never that hungry anymore. Usually I eat like a pig. I also have pains in my stomach around my lower abdomen. Could this be really bad?
Well, I'm going to have to compare your symptoms with a bunch of different disorders and diseases, but don't worry, let me do my job and find a diagnosis.
I'm gonna die, aren't I?
You're not going to die, trust me, you'll be fine. I just think that you have a small case of diverticular disease.
A disease?
Well, to be exact, you have diverticulitis. This means that your large intestine has little sacs, and those sacs collect little particles of food, and it becomes inflamed and eventually infected. This is not good for your large intestine.
Will I have to be admitted into the hospital?
Well, if you want to, just to be safe, they can run some further tests. But if you have any pain, take a pain reliever, just because you might have to wait a while.
Okay, how about my lunch, dinner, or snack plan?
Well, for lunch, I would start off with an 8-ounce bottle of water. The water is great for you, and it digests really easily. Also, you can have a bowl of oatmeal. You like oatmeal, don't you?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, oatmeal is really good for you because it digests really quickly. And what the leading problem with diverticular disease is that the sacs on your large intestine collect slow digesting food. And that's how your large intestine becomes inflamed and infected. So we're going to try to have you eat more foods that will digest really fast. That's why I told you to eat oatmeal. If you want to treat yourself for dinner, you can have a really nice portobello mushroom filled with blue cheese. So delicious, but also really nutritious.
Okay, but, well, what about like fatty foods? Am I still allowed to eat those?
Well, if you want to talk about snacks, I wouldn't have a bag of chips or a bag of popcorn. Those are high in fat, which is number one, not good for you. But also for diverticular disease, I would totally stay away from processed foods because they're high in fat and digest really slowly.
What about fiber foods?
Fiber foods are really good. Fiber foods like fresh fruit, like strawberries and pineapple. Also, dried fruit is really good if you prefer that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
I hope I helped.
Now here's a video.
From someone who really has diverticulitis, Mr. Cassidy. Mr. Cassidy, can you tell us a little bit about your disease?
Yes, I have diverticulitis. I got it, I was diagnosed with it probably about 6 or 7 years ago. And what it is small pockets form in your intestines. And food gathers in that area and it could become infected and cause pain.
All right. Diverticular disease can be very severe, but then it can also be really easy to maintain. How severe is your case?
I would say it's not severe because since I was in the hospital that one time, I haven't had another episode.
Cool. So the main problem that most people think causes this disease is having a low-fiber diet. After you were diagnosed, do you have to eat anything different or have a different diet?
I stopped eating anything that was like nuts or beans, peas, that kind of, it kind of went according to what they said not to eat, and that could be why I haven't had another episode. I don't know. But I have added fiber to my diet also.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
That was easy.
Yay!
All right.
And thanks to Nishan and Arjun, who were so patient with our mistakes, and most of all, Mr. Cassidy, who let us interview him.